In this daily drop, I'm going to give you some of my Black Friday picks for 2023. So let's go. All right, here we are. It's a day away from the turkey here in the States. The day after that is something called, as you know, Black Friday, which for some reason over the last few years has now extended to a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even sometimes a month. And it is a time where, at least for us, manufacturers in the video production filmmaking industries put a lot of things on sale. Sometimes it carries over to Cyber Monday, which is the Monday following, and sometimes it doesn't. So as far as I know, all of the things that I have and I am picking today will be on sale at least until Monday, November 27th. Some of them may drop off at that point in time. So here we go. We're going to start with cameras first, and I've got 3 on the list. Number 1 for me is the Fuji X-H2S. Fantastic hybrid camera for both stills and also video. It can shoot up to 6.2K in ProRes to the cards, 2 card slots, full-size HDMI. It is a rock star of a camera. It's not the king of the castle when it comes to autofocus. The autofocus is good. It's not amazing. Now, I'm talking about cameras, but you can't really talk about cameras without talking about lenses. And 2 of my favorite lenses are the MK 18-55. This is an X mount, of course, because it's on the Fuji camera. They make it in other mounts. And then they make a 50-135. That combination with this camera is pretty fantastic. I know that right now, that at least in some configurations, these lenses are up to $1,000 off. Camera body, I think, is a couple of $100 off. So that's pick number 1 in terms of cameras. Pick number 2, I do not have here, but it is a camera not only that I have used on productions many, many times, but I think is very unique. And I had the opportunity to create an entire training series for Canon on it, and that is the EOS R5 C. It's an amazing camera. I think that for me, some of the things that make it unique are it is a full frame camera that has 2 startup modes, 2 entirely different menu systems. It's really a flagship stills camera. It really is. And then you boot it up into the movie or video mode, and it has the menu system that is shared with the C300 Mark III, the C500 Mark II, the C70. And it really then becomes a small mirrorless digital cinema camera. It can shoot 8K internally. The picture is incredibly sharp. It has very good dynamic range. I just think that it's probably, in my opinion, though I haven't used every single mirrorless camera on the market, probably dollar for dollar, and there's a big sale right now. It's $500 off. The best hybrid mirrorless camera that's out on the market right now. Some of you may disagree, and that's totally fine. But from the experience I've had and the way the camera performs, the features, everything else, it really feels like you're using a digital cinema camera when you're booted up in there, and the features are, yeah, they're great. Okay, number 3 camera. It's back. It is the Sony FX30. Also, APS-C Super 35mm sensor camera, like the X-H2S from Fuji. This is a totally different camera, though. I don't really consider this camera a hybrid camera. This, for me, is for moving pictures, for video capture. The housing is the same as the FX3, though it has a smaller sensor, which means that you can use these very small. Well, you can use it on a full frame if it has a crop sensor mode, but you can use these very small lenses from Sigma. This is the 18-55. I also have the 10-18 in-house. I think these are great. This is on sale for $200 off. These are on sale for $50 off. So the Sigma DC-DN contemporary lenses, the FX30, this is a rock star. This does have amazing autofocus. In fact, between the A7C II over there and this FX30, it's what I rely upon to produce the daily drop every single day. So that's a great value. And I would say those are my 3 camera picks. Let's move on to the next big category, which is lighting. And here we go. Number 1 on the list is the Zhiyun X100, the little small smartphone shaped COB light, 100 watt with the fan sort of just sitting right behind it. Very quiet, very powerful, USB-C powered. I've used it many, many times to produce content here for the daily drop. I've used it out in the world on productions. And for about $200 US, it's kind of a no-brainer. You couple that with a power brick from a company like ANKER or one of their battery solutions that can power something up to 100 watts if you get the right one and the right cables. And I think it's a worthwhile piece of kit that can sit in anybody's equipment bag. So that's number 1. Number 2, sort of broader categories. We're going to talk about 3 lighting companies. Let's start with Aputure. Aputure has a lot of big sales. The ones that I would take a look at are the 300X, the 600X. I'm a big fan of bicolor units. You get a little bit more generally punch out of them, and the 300X and 600X are well built, and they are workhorses out there in the market. You've also got the P600C. So if you're looking for something that's got a lot of output in a panel, then that is a big fixture, and it is on a big sale right now. So those are the ones I would look at probably from Aputure right now. We're going to move on to Nanlite, a company whose light fixtures I use all of the time. I'm actually using one right here as my key, and Nanlite has some big, big sales right now. I love their little 60C. It's a small RGB ACL light. A lot of people don't know that. To my knowledge, the only one in their line right now. And I like the bicolor version of this light, but the 60C is, for me, kind of perfect when I want color. I don't necessarily need a huge fixture. I couple that with the projector and things can get interesting, and you can do a lot of stuff with that little light. The other lights that I would consider from Nanlite that are on sale are the 300B2 and the 500B2. And what's nice about both of those fixtures is they have plus minus green. You don't find that on all of the COB lights in that power output. So fantastic. And then kind of the high output light in their lineup, the 720B bicolor. I have that light. I use it all of the time. I really like the build quality. I like the quality of light I'm getting out of it. So I would consider that. It's got a lot of punch. And if you couple that with their Fresnel, yeah, it's all good stuff. And then lastly, in the lighting category, the Epos 300 from Kelvin. This is an RGB ACL light. It's on sale at least until November 27th. I have it in-house. I've been creating some content. There's in fact 2 episodes in the last week where I've been using their fixtures, those and also the play lights. The Epos 300 is on a considerable sale right now. And I have to say, build quality, the quality of light, and just how it functions overall, I am very, very impressed. It's not the first time I've used the light. I had it in my workshops at NAB. I had it at my workshop down at Able Cine just before Cine Gear. But having them in-house and really being able to use them on a day-in, day-out basis, fantastic. Bowens mount, so very compatible with a lot of things. And when it's available, get the little dome diffuser. It's magical, which means super magical, by the way. Okay, some other stuff on the list, which I'm just going to bang through pretty quickly. Number 1, Core batteries. They are my battery brand of choice, and they have some stuff on sale, a lot of stuff on sale, actually. So I'll just link to B&H, and you can check that out. Reliable, well-made, they innovate, they continue to put out, batteries for specific purposes. I love that they have batteries that are designed specifically for light fixtures, which I use with my Nanlite COB lights. Great company and great product. And just a couple more, I would say, while we're talking about batteries, ANKER, ANKER, they're my choice when it comes to USB-C power delivery to different devices. I love the fact that they now have a little 100-watt brick that I have that I can use if I'm not really concerned with MagSafe on a MacBook or MacBook Pro. Then I just take that. It's so much smaller to power the laptop, and I use their battery solutions like the 737. Just great stuff all around, really well thought out, really well made. And the last two on my list for Black Friday are set.a.light 3D by elixxier. Love that product, created a lot of content on this channel using it. If you are trying to pre-visualize or learn lighting, it's a fantastic tool. I haven't found anything to date that is better, at least for me. But I will say that this is worth every penny if you use it to plan your projects. And it's very reliable in terms of pre-conceiving something and then getting to the location and putting it into practice. You're always going to need to tweak, but it's a fantastic tool. And then lastly, Westcott. FJ Westcott has a huge cyber sale that they are doing. It's on now. It's going to go through Cyber Week, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. But if you're a stills photographer, their FJ 400, their 200, their on/off camera flashes, all of that stuff like the 80, FJ 80, great products. They have a whole bunch of modifiers that are on sale. They have backdrops on sale. In fact, they have their X-drop system on sale, and one of them has 3 backdrops. So it has black, white, and gray. So really versatile if you're kind of doing medium shots and things like that. That's a pretty cool piece of kit. Go check out their whole thing. It's very easy. It's on 2 pages. You can see all the stuff. That's what I got for you. Those are the Black Friday into Cyber Week sales that I think are worth considering. I'll put links in the description. Don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.